They say money is a tool, but in reality, for most people, money is a trap. It decides where you live, what you eat, and even how much time you get with the people you love. The strange thing? You don't have to be poor for money to control you. I've met six-figure earners who are more trapped than someone making half their income. And the difference between those who master money and those who get mastered by it comes down to one thing, and that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. I remember meeting a man in his late 50s. He had worked in the same corporate job for over 30 years, earned a good salary, lived in a nice home. Yet he told me something that stopped me cold. I've never felt free a single day in my life. Why? Because his bills owned him. Every month was a reset. No matter how much he earned, he never had enough margin to breathe. That's when I realized financial literacy isn't about making more money. It's about learning how to stop money from holding you hostage. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. How to master money before it masters you. And if you're serious about building wealth you can actually enjoy, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Most people think mastering money is about reaching a certain income level, as if there's a magic number that will finally make them feel secure. But here's the truth. Enough is a moving target. When you earn more, your lifestyle expands. That new salary starts to feel like the old one. It's called lifestyle creep, and it's the quiet enemy of financial freedom. Think about it. The same person who once dreamed of earning $5,000 a month can find themselves just as stressed when they make $10,000 because expenses grow to match. The first step to mastering money isn't to make more. It's to define what enough really means for you before the world defines it for you. And here's the catch. Even if you figure out your enough, the system we live in is designed to pull you back into the cycle. Which brings us to the next problem most people don't even see until it's too late: debt. Debt is rarely presented as a loss of freedom. It's marketed as opportunity. Buy now, pay later. Invest in yourself. The language makes it feel like progress. But in reality, debt often shifts control from you to the lender. And here's the dangerous part. It's not always the bad debt that traps people. It's the subtle, socially accepted kind. The credit card rewards, the 0% for 12 months offers that make you believe you're winning while you're really just rearranging chains. You swipe, thinking you're using the bank's money, but the truth is, you're giving the bank first claim on your future income. Debt has a way of dulling urgency. The monthly minimum becomes normal, the balance manageable, until interest snowballs and you realize your financial decisions are now driven by repayment schedules instead of opportunity. As one financial writer put it, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Debt works the same way, invisible at first, crushing later. And when every paycheck already has a destination before it even arrives, you're not building wealth, you're servicing it for someone else. And if you think avoiding debt is enough to stay in control, think again. Because the next challenge is invisible, silent, and happening in real time, even while you sleep. And that is inflation. Inflation doesn't announce itself, it doesn't knock on your door. It just shows up in the price of your morning coffee, your grocery bill, your rent renewal notice. Over time, it quietly reduces the power of every dollar you earn. You might get a raise, but if prices rise faster than your income, you're actually moving backward. That's the part most people miss. Inflation doesn't just take from your wallet, it rewrites your entire financial baseline. It erodes savings sitting idle, turns safe cash into a melting asset, and punishes those who confuse stability with stillness. That's why mastering money isn't just about earning, it's about protecting. Inflation is why savers who don't invest eventually lose buying power. It's why wealth kept only in a bank account is wealth on a slow countdown. The wealthy don't fear inflation because they position themselves to outpace it. Through assets that grow, income that adjusts, and strategies that adapt. And that's where the next shift comes in assets over income. Because once you see how the value of money changes over time, you start to understand why the wealthy play an entirely different game. The wealthy don't focus on how much money they make. They focus on what their money makes. Income can disappear the moment you stop working. But assets, businesses, investments, real estate keep working for you whether you're on the clock or not. This is the heart of financial literacy, knowing the difference between money you work for and money that works for you. The wealthy put their energy into acquiring and building assets because assets create leverage, and leverage creates freedom. Without assets, every financial gain is temporary. With them, your money compounds, grows, and eventually breaks the direct link between time and income. And speaking of purpose-driven wealth, that's what I'm testing right now. I'm building a Google Sheets command center, something simple but powerful. It's designed to help you track your net worth, investments, income, cash flow, spending habits, and even your compounding progress, all in one place. It's not just a tracker, it's a strategy hub. The kind of thing I wish someone had handed me 10 years ago. If enough people want it, I'll launch it soon. And there'll be an exclusive launch discount for early supporters. You can join the early access waitlist link below. The tool will cost less than one bad financial decision, and that's the point. But here's the catch. Owning assets alone isn't enough. Because without this next skill, even valuable assets can quietly drain you instead of freeing you. Cash flow is the bloodstream of financial health. It's not just about having money, it's about how that money moves in and out of your life. Many people think they're fine because they own something valuable. A rental property, a portfolio. But if those assets aren't generating positive cash flow, they become a liability in disguise. You can be asset-rich and still be one bad month away from financial stress. True mastery means tracking and managing your inflows and outflows so precisely that you can forecast your stability months or even years ahead. It's the ability to run what-if scenarios in your head and know exactly how your finances would hold up. The wealthy treat cash flow as a non-negotiable. Before they chase growth, they secure stability. They sleep at night because they don't just own assets, they own the streams those assets produce, and those streams cover their lifestyle without touching their principal. Once you see wealth through the lens of cash flow, you realize the scoreboard isn't net worth. It's monthly freedom and predictability. And once you've got cash flow working in your favor, the real magic begins. Because now you can tap into the force that makes money grow without extra effort. Now let's talk about the compounding advantage. Compounding is often called the eighth wonder of the world, but most people misunderstand it. It's not just about reinvesting returns, it's about time and consistency. The wealthy don't start and stop. They set systems that work automatically for decades. Even small amounts left untouched grow exponentially. The real beauty of compounding is that it doesn't require constant action, only discipline. Every year you stay invested, the growth curve steepens. But it's also fragile. One emotional decision, one panicked withdrawal can erase years of progress. That's why mastery of money is really mastery of patience. The wealthy avoid the constant temptation to optimize every year, knowing that stillness often beats speed. They focus less on making a fortune quickly and more on letting time multiply their small, smart moves into something extraordinary. And yet, compounding can only work if you survive the unexpected, which is where the next layer of mastery comes in. Moving forward, let's dive into the safety net principle. Emergencies don't ask if you're ready. A sudden medical bill, job loss, or global event can wipe out years of progress if you're unprepared. That's why the wealthy treat their safety net, their emergency fund, as a non-negotiable foundation, not an afterthought. It's not just about having money set aside, it's about placing it somewhere accessible, stable, and separate from risk assets. The goal here isn't to chase high returns, it's resilience. This fund is your financial seatbelt, there to keep you from flying through the windshield when life slams on the brakes. A strong safety net means you can absorb shocks without selling investments at the worst possible time or taking on high-interest debt that erodes your future. Most wealthy individuals keep 6 to 12 months of living expenses in ultra-liquid, low-risk accounts, not because they expect disaster, but because they understand that control is the ultimate currency. Here's the overlooked benefit. An emergency fund doesn't just protect you, it protects your compounding engine. It allows you to ride out storms while others panic, keeping your strategy intact and your wealth trajectory uninterrupted. In short, it's the silent guardian of every other financial move you make. But even with all of this in place, there's one final piece: the mindset that determines whether you truly master money or just manage it. Now let's talk about the owner's mindset. The ultimate shift in financial literacy is seeing yourself as the owner, not just of your assets, but of your decisions, your time, and your direction. Owners don't wait for permission to act. They don't outsource all their financial thinking. They learn, they question, and they adapt. Owning your money means accepting full responsibility for every choice, the wins and the losses. It's the ability to say, "This is on me," without blame or excuses. The wealthy know that while advisors, brokers, and bankers can be valuable, none of them will ever care about your financial future as much as you do. That's why they stay informed enough to challenge advice, run the numbers themselves, and understand exactly where their money is going. This mindset also changes how you respond to challenges. Instead of panicking when markets fall, owners see opportunities others miss. Instead of reacting emotionally, they act strategically. They don't just protect wealth, they grow it on purpose. Because if you don't own your money decisions, someone else will, and they'll build their dream with your resources. And that brings us full circle, because the difference between financial fragility and financial mastery isn't luck, timing, or a secret strategy, it's ownership. And there you have it. How to master money before it masters you. The truth is, money will always try to control you. It will tempt you with instant gratification, pressure you into rushed decisions, and distract you from your real goals. But when you define enough, avoid the traps, build assets, protect cash flow, let compounding work, and prepare for the unexpected, you flip the game entirely. Because when you master money before it masters you, you don't just get rich, you get free. Free to make choices without fear. Free to live on your own terms. Free to focus on what actually matters. If you found value today, I strongly encourage you to watch my next video. It connects directly to what we've just covered. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below if this shifted your perspective. I read every single one. Your support means more than you know. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you in the next one, Money Magician.